Good morning all. So I am Ravi Kumar from EEE department. So we are going to discuss about Python functions today. So actually before going to discuss about Python functions, actually we need to know the use of function. What is function? How it will be used. Okay. So take one example here. So I wanted to print a greet message. For example, welcome. So I wanted to print this message on the console for 5 times. What are the options we have? So for example, if you want to print any data, we are going to use print function. Okay, so first of all you need to use print function here. So print and pass the data. So it is a string data, so compulsory we need to use quotations. Okay, and then but you need to execute this function 5 times. So what is the option we have? We have a loop, so we can able to use a loop, for loop. So if you want to print 5 times, you can able to use range function for I in range. Okay, just if you pass here 5. Okay, so then the loop is going to repeat for 5 times because range function will generate 5 numbers starting from 0 to 4. Okay, so write that particular statement which you want to execute inside the loop. Okay, now so what will happen? So according to the program, so that for loop is going to repeat for 5 times, right? So then welcome message will get prints on the console for 5 times. Okay, so let us save this code, simple code, inside of a file. Okay, so then I will name this file as file1.py. okay, now I wanted to make use of this code in another file. Is it is possible? So I will create one more file, so which is file2.py. So now without rewriting, can you able to use this code inside of the another file? So it is not possible. So that's why to overcome this kind of problems, I want means repeatedly. So the code which we are going to use repeatedly in some applications, so that code can be kept like a function. That code can be created like a function. Then that function can be utilized repeatedly just with a call. So no need to write again and again the code. So which the advantage of a function is code repetition. Okay, code repetition reduces code repetition, means the write once and call n number of times whenever you want to execute the same code. Okay, code repetition. Okay, now how to convert, means how to convert this particular code in the form of a function. So actually before going to use, there is a syntax to create Python functions. Okay, so there are keywords in the Python, 35 keywords. So one of the keyword is def. Okay, see the syntax, def. You need to use the keyword def, define. So we are defining the function. So first of all you need to use keyword. What is this keyword? Which keyword? Def keyword. And then after that you need to provide a name for the function, because we are going to keep the code inside of the function and we need to call that function. We are calling with the name. So to do that, first of all you need to provide the name for the function. Okay, name of function. If you want to use data inside of the function, you need to pass the data whenever you are calling it. So then we require to place variables. Those variables are called parameters. Just parameters are nothing but variables. Okay, we will discuss about that later, however. Okay, so after placing the parameters, close the parenthesis and close the header of this function with the colon. Okay, then inside of the function you can write statements which you want to execute. You can write n number of statements which you want to execute. And finally, after execution of the function, every function can return you a result. So result is nothing but the data. So at the end of the function can able to return you a data by using return keyword. Okay, so you need to use a keyword return and you can place whatever the data or the variable, whatever you wanted to return. Okay, however variable holds data, so there may be you can write variable or expression also. Okay, so this is the syntax of the function, how we need to create. Okay, so name of the function, it's up to you. You can able to provide any name. And parameters, it depends how many number of data values you wanted to take into the function. So depends upon, so just these are the variables. Parameters are, you can provide depending upon the requirement. And then so actual logic will be here. So a number of statements you can able to write like this, and then after that finally every function will return you a result. Okay, so then after that, now our aim is to convert this particular simple program into the form of a function. Okay, so and then here I will go with the next. Okay, then consider the same file. So file1.py we have. So in that file, the name same name I am going to consider file1.py. okay, here keep that code inside of the function. Okay, so greet, for example, the name of the function. So first you need to use the keyword def, right? So def, and the name of the function is greet. So I don't want to use any kind of data inside of it, so no need of parameters. Okay, then write the logic then. So statements which you want to execute for I in range, okay, 5, and then print a greet message, right? So print welcome. Okay, so that's it. So no need to means you can use return, but in this particular case we are not going to return any kind of data value from the function. Okay, now so this is the code which is there in the file1. okay, inside of the same file you can able to call this function. Now I wanted to print means welcome message 5 times. What you need to do, just call this function greet. Okay, then what will happens with this, whenever you are calling the function, interpreter will checks for the definition where it is defined. So it will moves that particular, means control will moves to the definition of that particular function, and then it will enter inside of it and it will execute the code. So in the output on the console, welcome message will get prints 5 times. Okay, now I have another file, so which is file2.py. now our aim is to use this function in the other file. So that is the advantage of functions. Okay, so write code once in any file and you can able to use that particular code in another file also, which will support modular programming. Okay, so then you see every Python file is a module. Python file, we can say it is a script and we can say it is a module. So it is module 1 or module, first module, and it is a second module. Okay, now I have code in the first module, means first file. I wanted to make use of this particular code instead of the second file. Now what needs to be done, so then you need to import first that module. Okay, so import which module is Python file. So I wanted to import file1. okay, file1 module, so import file1. okay, right? So then after importing, you can able to use the function inside of the file1. So just you can able to use like this, great. So this is calling of the function. When you call, interpreter will checks the definition in entire package where it is. Okay, so it will move to the file1 and it will executes it and it will print the output on the console. So in this way you can able to write code in any file and then you can able to make use of that code in another file, just calling of the function. This is calling. Okay, so in this way you can able to use functions for several kind of what we can say advantages, right? Several advantages are there. So code repetition, there won't be any code repetition, write once and runs anywhere. Okay, and then we can say modularity. So modularity is nothing but, you see, modular programming generally. So several ways of programming is there: object oriented, modular programming, procedure oriented. So then Python is going to support all kinds of programming paradigms. So this is one of the way. So applications will be developed with a group of files. N number of files will be there. Each and every file contain a block of code. So then here each block means may be utilized in the another file also. So in that case modular program will be supported. And then whenever the application is updated, so application is updated means some of the code inside of the application will get modified. So then you can find out which part of the code is going to get updated and that code is available in which file. So only you can able to update that part, so there is no effect for the other parts also. It means that debugging and updation is also very easy in the case of if you are going to use functions. So these are the advantages. So in the next class we are going to discuss about types of arguments, types of parameters, and what are the ways how we can able to import. It is only one way, so there are several ways to import functions. So then we will deep dive into the functions from next class. Okay, thank you.